Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's get into this story.
And South Africa dares even issue threats about what is likely to happen after that and so on and so forth. Of course, we will see what threats they are talking about.
Kushubileke manje ziyakhala, as Ungizo would say. The president of Rwanda has challenged Ramaphosa, calling him a liar and even saying bring it on. In all their interactions, he calls Ramaphosa a liar. Aibo.
For the last 2 days, on Monday and today this morning, I spoke with the president of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role. And he has a force that has been fighting alongside FDLR and has been fighting the M23 on the instructions of Tshisekedi, because these are people who are not supposed to be in Congo, that these are from Rwanda, or the M23 are not Rwandans, please. These are Congolese.
Aibo. But the thing is, he keeps on saying that the M23 are Congolese. Then why is he so involved if they were Congolese and they have nothing to do with Rwanda? No, something is very telling, and he is the one that is not being honest with the people. In fact, what is it that they want? You see, in this case, Cyril utintile uhlanya, because this man right here, Paul, is not afraid of death. He was one of the people who was involved in the Rwanda genocide. See the emotional intelligence of Cyril Ramaphosa when it comes to this matter, because right now it is not looking good for him. But it will take, a real leader to rise above this challenge by Phuma Silwe. All right, let's talk about this, guys. Was it warranted? Was this a response warranted? Of course, people are calling him out.
Paul Kagame, who's currently worshipped as an example of a great African leader doing great things for Africa. Is that not the case?
That is, and Kagame is the reason why we've got the Congolese struggle.
The DRC, my basic understanding is that it's the wealthiest country
in Africa,
on the continent, from a world perspective.
In the world, yeah.
It's the wealthiest country in the world from a natural resources perspective.
100%.
And you're saying Paul Kagame has a part to play in that?
Yeah, people don't understand that we always hear about the Rwandan genocide. The Rwandan genocide was started by Paul Kagame. And he started the Rwandan genocide because he wanted to take power by force in a country that would have never elected him into power, because he came from the minority Tutsis who used to be supported by the colonizer and used to be the administrators on behalf of the colonizer. So for Paul Kagame to come back as a Tutsi to come and take power in Rwanda, he needed to do something. And what he did is he started the genocide. He started the genocide by bringing down a plane that had two presidents, Hutu presidents, the Burundian president and the Rwandan president. Paul Kagame and his RFP forces shot down the plane when it was landing back in Rwanda from actually an AU meeting. And when that plane came down, then it inflamed the Hutu people who knew that they were RFP fighters who were trying to take power by force. And so they began to fight against Tutsi people who they felt wanted to come and take over power. While they were doing that, Paul Kagame himself sent his forces to murder his own Tutsi people on a whole scale level to make it look like a genocide so that he could then have his forces come into Rwanda and take over power militarily under the guise of stopping a genocide against Tutsis.
These are all things that are factual.
Well documented.
Jeez.
It is actually something that the International Court of Justice wanted to persecute him for, and then the Americans covered up for him and the French covered up for him.
The Democratic Republic of Congo government is not being very honest. Now, how does Rwanda come in? Follow me now. Rwanda comes in because there's a Tutsi government in Rwanda. And there are one people, by the way. They are just divided by the borders. They speak one language. They have one culture. They have the same religion. So they went to Rwanda and asked for help from Rwanda. So what does Rwanda do? They are countrymen. They are clansmen. Can they let them down? No. This is how complicated this whole thing is. Now, the DRC government is not being honest because they are trying to push the Tutsis out of the eastern part of the Congo, saying they have to go back to Rwanda. Where do they go back to? The eastern part of the Republic of Congo is their land. It is their land. You cannot expel a people and leave their land.
This is actually the highest level of xenophobia, because the real reason why Congo and Rwanda are at each other is because they feel that this person does not belong in this country, they belong to the other country, therefore they cannot benefit from our country, whereas the others hate the others because they were part of their genocide, and they have harbored people who had caused a genocide in their country. So because they are neighbors, those squabbles between neighbors. And why is South Africa in it? Really, it seems like now this is a South Africa-Rwanda story, whereas South Africa, Malawi, Tanzania, even Kenya are just there to broker peace and just find out what is the problem. How can there be a ceasefire? How can there be stability again? And it looks like the M23 is not backing down, guys. Those guys are well trained. They are making the SANDF look like Mickey Mouse right now. And the thing is, it's not a war, so the South African Defence Force cannot bring out their big guns yet, unless if they continue to assault their camp, then they will be forced to retaliate. But the thing is, who will they be retaliating against? M23, Rwanda force, the Congolese? So it's really a blurry line right now. But I guess the best thing that the South African Defence Force could do is just capture a few soldiers. Hey, Angas, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Really, people who are calling for a united Africa, all those pan-Africanists, can they come out again and preach their pan-Africanism? This is actually where they should be preaching it, instead of forcing South Africans to bring on people who will one day turn against South Africans. I've put some of the comments here on screen. You can see people are responding, and it's sort of like it did not land. The statement by Ramaphosa did not land well with him, especially the part where South Africa blames the M23 together with the Rwandan force. Please do let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.